Thank you for joining me. My name is Liz and this is Aria Dog. Today we're going to go through a lower body sequence, opening up through our hips, through our quadriceps, through our hamstrings and through our glutes, and also through the lower back. So really important, whether you're active or whether you're not active at all, you may have a really sedentary lifestyle where you're sitting at a desk a lot. Really important that you have some kind of way to allow things to move through your system. And if we're inactive a lot, you may find that you get pain, you get inflammation, your joints may ache, your muscles may hurt. And the same thing may also happen if you are really active. So if you train a lot, maybe you have a really active job that is quite physical and it can be quite hard on the body, or even repetitive kind of movements that you have to do in your job, you again may find that you have pain in your body or inflammation. And just some really simple ways or really simple things that you can do to implement into your life. And you don't need to spend lots and lots of time. So today's session is probably going to go for about 15 minutes. And by the end of it, I'm hoping that you'll feel a lot freer in your body, especially the lower body. So I'm going to time each little thing each little movement that we're going to work on today. We're going to start though, there she goes. We're going to start though by getting some movement into our spine, into our rib cage, and then we're going to focus on mobility through our joints, and then some flexibility with some stretching through particular muscles. So coming on down to the hands and knees, lining the knees under the hips, the wrists underneath the shoulders. We're going to start with some cat-cow movement using our breath. As you breathe in, let the belly lower down, bring the shoulder blades together, look forward. As you breathe out, press down through the palms, rolling through the spine, tucking the chin and the hips. Doing that again, breathing in, lower the belly down. As you breathe out, really press evenly through both palms, lightly draw the belly button in. Breathing in, bring the shoulder blades together. As you breathe out, think about opening them up around the rib cage. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to turn this into spinal circles. So it starts the same, breathing in, and then as you start to breathe out, let the rib cage roll out, up and around to the other side. Breathing in, lower down, breathing out, rolling the rib cage out, up and around. So think about your whole torso is moving as one. This can feel really nice just for the spine, for the hips, for the shoulders. Do it one more time in this direction. And then swap direction. Breathing in, breathing out as you roll it up and around. You may notice it might feel a little bit different from side to side, and that's okay. So generally, most people have got one side that maybe feels like it works a little better, or one side might feel a little bit tighter. We're just going to work with that today. Going to bring the knees together now. So we're going to start to time our efforts. We're going to do about 1 minute through each little exercise that we're going to do. But you can do as long as you feel you need. So hands are going to stay under the wrists, the knees are going to come together, feet lift off the floor, and we're going to do what we call wag tail. So just kind of moving the hips from side to side. So we'll start to begin, so just moving the hips side to side, still breathing nice and smoothly in and out of the nose. And with this one, you can play around with the position of the pelvis. So it may feel better to kind of roll the pelvis or the front of your pelvis forward, and we'll be in what we call flexion of the spine, or it may feel better to kind of press your hips up towards the ceiling. We're coming into extension of the spine. You can even move between those two positions. Really nice way to free up through the lower back. We've got about 15 seconds left. Just being mindful that you're not pushing into any kind of risky pain. So you may feel sensations, but we don't want to be feeling any kind of sharp or shooting pain. Okay, stopping that there. We're going to move now into our hip flexors. So just bring one foot forward. Make sure that just the hip, the knee line up. And I want you to tuck your pelvis down. So think about the sacrum is going to go down towards the floor. I'm going to start to shift forward and shift back while maintaining that position with the pelvis. So if you bring your hands to the front of your hips here, you feel your little bony points there, and just think about bringing them towards your rib cage. And we're shifting the body weight forward and shifting back by pressing into the front foot. So I'm going to start the timer. So we're going to do that for 1 minute, and then we're going to hold for a stretch for 30 seconds. Let's begin. So shifting forward, shifting back. So stay nice and long through the spine. And as you're pressing back, press through this front foot. You might feel a little activation of the glute, of the leg that's forward. And as you shift forward, you might feel a little stretch through the front of this hip. Continue to use your breath. We're halfway. Just working into your range of motion, so don't try and force it. We'll get a little opportunity to push it a little bit more as we hold for the stretch. We've got 15 seconds left of movement. Breathing smoothly. We're going to come and hold into a stretch. So just working into your range, holding here, lifting the chest tall, light little core brace on, still finding that tuck of the pelvis. Breathing into it, might feel quite intense, just depending on what's happening in your body. Breathing in and out of the nose, getting oxygen into your system. Okay, bringing yourself back. And we're going to swap sides. So other leg comes forward. Find that position, so tucking under. And let's start to add some movement into this. So shifting forward, shifting back. And again, you might find it feels a little bit different from side to side. It's a really great way to shift any kind of stagnant energy out of your system, any inflammation. Great for blood flow, for lymph flow. We need to make sure our tissue is healthy. This is a really great way to do it. Pressing through that front foot to get yourself back up. And again, working with your own range. We've got about 10 seconds left, and then we're going to hold into the stretch. Okay, holding into the stretch, breathing into it. Good, you've got 15 seconds. Ooh, this side's a little bit more intense than the other side. Again, just working with your range. You've got 3, 2, 1. Woo. All right, pressing out of that. Okay, so we're going to move now into our hamstrings. So we're going to come down onto our buttocks. One foot will come forward, one leg will tuck in with the knee out. So we're going to be shifting forward and then shifting back. So just go from the side view. You want to try and maintain a long spine as we do this, the movement part. And as you're pressing back up, think pressing through the back of the leg here. So hinging from the hip here, lengthening out through the spine, pressing back up, and then we'll hold for 30 seconds and then give you the opportunity to fold forward, and you can start to roll through the spine if that feels good for you. So 1 minute on the clock. Breathe breathing in as you shift forward, breathing out as you come back. And don't just mindlessly move, so actually pay attention. So as you shift forward, you might feel a little lengthening and then engagement through the back of the leg as you press back up. And again, working with your range, we don't force the body into a position. The really cool thing about this type of training really, or mobility work, flexibility work, is you don't need to spend a lot of time doing it. You could do this a little bit every day, 5-10 minutes, and get amazing results. Got about 8 seconds, and then we're going to hold into the stretch. Okay, folding forward, you can roll through the spine now if that feels good. Otherwise, maintain the length through the spine. Breathing into the stretch. So I really love doing mobility work because it, I think, really helps you find a better awareness of your body, which is really, really important. Okay, stop there, lifting back up, and we'll swap sides. Can really help with feelings of fatigue, pain in the body. Okay, let's shift into the other side. 1 minute on the clock. Bringing that focus back into what you're doing, using your breath. Pressing down through the back of the leg as you press up. Got about 10 seconds. Coming down, holding into the stretch, allowing the spine to round if that feels good for your body. Take some nice, smooth, deep breaths in and out through the nose, or in through the nose, out of the mouth, whatever feels best. And pressing back up and out. And while we're here, bending through the knees, bring the feet to the floor, bring them a bit wider than your hips. Going to do some windshield wipers just side to side. Really nice movement. I always find I tend to shimmy along the floor when I do this. Except for today, for some reason I'm not moving. I'm going to come now into kind of like a deer pose, if you've done that in yoga before. And we're focusing again on the back of the leg, but more through the glute area. So you're going to bend your knee, your front knee at 90 degrees, lining it up with your hip, and then lining it up with your ankle. And then the back leg will come out. Again, it lines up with the hip, and then the knee lines up with the ankle. So we've got this 90-degree bend in our knees. So we're going to be shifting forward and shifting back. So you're going to feel that a little bit more up into the glute area. We'll do it for the minute, and then we'll hold into the stretch. Oh, no, we don't want 7 minutes. Although you can do it for 7 minutes. Okay, ready, go. So again, staying long, and you notice here I'm not actually using my hands. So I'm shifting forward, staying long through the spine, and I'm pressing down through that leg, or through the back of the thigh, to get myself back up. Obviously, if you need some support, please do. And you just see if you can use as little of your upper body as possible. making sure that you're breathing in and out. I have a lot of people that tell me that they hold their breath when they do certain movements. Got about 15 seconds left before we hold the stretch. Coming down, holding into the stretch. Now you can let the spine round, or you can stay lifted up like this onto the forearms. If it feels good though, let it round, let the head relax, let the neck relax. See how much you can let the body relax down into the stretch. Oh, we've gone a little bit over there. This is feeling too good. Press yourself back up and we'll move to the other side. Let's flip around here. So setting yourself up, other leg forward, knee, hip, ankle alignment on both legs. Again, it might feel a little bit different. Okay, ready and go. Again, paying attention to what you're doing, to what's happening in the body. Oh, getting a little bit of a cramp in my other leg. Got about 15 seconds left of the movement. And then coming down, holding into the stretch, breathing into it. Letting go. And pressing yourself back up. We'll take another windshield wiper, side to side. Amazing. So I hope that feels good in your body. You could make that your own. You could do up to 4, even 5 minutes with that mobility work of shifting in and out if you've got the time, but knowing that you don't need to spend lots of time. So a little bit of something is so much better than a whole lot of nothing. So if this is all that you have time for, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button so more people can see this channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.